Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Galactic Challenge video. So we are today on Death Star facing Sith and we do have to use Inquisitors. And as we know, all these Inquisitor challenges, how they go. Whenever the enemy has Inquisitors, they're so OP, their AoE is wiping out our entire squad. And when we get to use them, you can barely get to do much. Like, if it wouldn't be for the Death Star modifier, no way Inquisitors can beat Malgus. Anyway, getting ahead of myself, as always, I'll cover the modifiers and defeats first, then show you the battles. So there'll be YouTube chapters below if you do want to skip ahead. Otherwise, today's enemy, Malgus. Now luckily no Omicron's right, is not Grand Arena, but still a bit annoying to deal with. Something to, obviously, we need to pay attention to with Malgus. I believe whenever you get, for the first time, somebody below 50% health, right, your guys get feared. So something you have to be mindful of, because if you get feared at the wrong time, then enemy can use the super laser blast ability, not you. Also something to bear in mind here is Talon's unique, so whenever we hit the leader, which Malgus obviously he'll be taunting, then she will be feeding turn meter to the team. So again, something to bear in mind if like super laser blast ability is about to be ready to use. You don't want to be feeding turn meter to the enemy so they get turned before you and get to use it. Now in terms of the feats, we have to win with a full team Inquisitor units. Good luck with that one, like even with my juiced up Inquisitors, it was by no means a cakewalk. Winning without losing a unit, also a bit of a challenge, right? Because if enemy uses super laser blast ability, you lose immediately somebody. I think even Galactic Legends can be defeated with that, so we're definitely going to be auto-playing today. And then win with no tanks in your squad, again a tricky one, right? Because if you're trying to not lose a unit, you really want a tank in your squad, right? So they can take a few hits. So definitely a bit of a challenge today in terms of the feats and the combination of modifiers. Speaking of modifiers, for Death Star we gain super laser blast ability, and anytime unit takes a turn, it charges by 5%, and then when it's 100%, anybody can use it, enemy or you. Now sometimes enemy doesn't always use it when it's 100%, so you may get away with it, but if turn orders line up in a way that suddenly 3-4 enemies have a turn in a row when it's charged up, they will use it. So definitely whichever battle you'll be doing, you may need to restart a couple of times, just especially with Inquisitors, right? That it lines up that you get to use it, not the enemies. Now in terms of the modifier, Inquisitor modifier have always been a bit underwhelming, to be honest. I mean, getting some extra stacks of purge is kind of nice, I guess, just because anytime a unit, an enemy gains 6 stacks of purge for the first time, Grand Inquisitor gains a bonus turn, so it allows Grand Inquisitor to get more turns, do his specials and things like that. But yeah, for the most part, a bit underwhelming, the modifier for Inquisitors. And for the Sith, their modifier as well is a bit of a mixed bag. I didn't really see it, having too much effect today. So yeah, at least I guess, both player and enemy modifiers aren't really making a huge difference today. It's really that super laser blast ability you have to keep an eye out. Alright, so it's now time to hop in the battle. So first I'll show you the footage from my smaller account and what Inquisitor I have there. Now I don't have a Reva yet. I do have Grand Inquisitor and a Relic 7 squad of Inquisitors, so I can now start helping earning shards for my guild. So I'm not sure if Relic 5 Inquisitors will be enough for this one. A Relic 7 I barely made it. I guess it might depend on mods and everything. I was playing around with different leads, but like remember when Darth Revan uses his fear ability, let's say your 9th sister is taunting, the leader then gets feared. So I don't want Grand Inquisitor keeps getting feared, right? So I went with a different leader and I was playing around, and actually I found 7th sister to be useful in this one because you gain extra 16% evasion. And what this allows you is then that you can more successfully dodge the big hit from Malgus. So I just kept restarting. I think I need to restart 3 or 4 times that I evaded that attack. So that was nice. But I'm not saying you can only make it work 7th sister. I just find it extremely useful because if you don't dodge that big hit from Malgus, right, you get doubt on one of your guys, or potentially even get one shot at Relic 5. Some Inquisitors will get one shot by Malgus. And then you get doubt, and when the doubt expires, two of your guys get feared, and or doubt spreads. So by evading that doubt ability at the start, I think it's gonna help your chances. Hence the 7 sister lead in this one. Alright, let's roll the footage again. I had to do about 4 or 5 battles. There we go. We got a dodge there. Unfortunately, the cooldown increase looks like can't be evaded. So I'm just gonna put a basic in Sith and Paratrooper. And then I'm gonna go ahead, keep targeting Sith and Paratrooper, use the special torture so we get tenacity up so we can resist the debuffs from Basti. Okay, let's go ahead and, I don't know, just chuck an AoE targeting Talon, try to get her down. Again, let's go ahead and target Sith and Paratrooper. We don't want, and here comes the fear, and that's what I mentioned. We got him below 50% health and the entire team got feared. Yeah, we'll just go ahead, finish him, then they get a few turns. We are at 70%, so we gotta keep eye out on the laser blast ability. We're at 75. Let's go ahead and do the AoE just to clean up all this nonsense. You can see Grand Inquisitor getting a lot of turns because of that. There we go, perfect timing. Got rid of Malgus there with super laser blast ability, so now things should become manageable. We might lose a couple of folks here, but for the most part yeah, there goes 7 sister. We'll just keep going. There we go, 6 stacks of purge again, so we get a bonus turn with Grand Inquisitor. Okay, might lose 7 sister there actually. Alright, let's get more purge. That was a bit underwhelming. Let's do an AoE. Let's again clean up the whole mess here. Oof, almost lost Grand Inquisitor there, right? So, and this is Relic 7. So definitely feel like City Scoop, the grab ability did nothing to Darth Revan. So it's really not useful at all. Used Super Laser Blast ability on Revan, finished off Talon, and I was able to get the Inquisitor feat done. Again, by no means an easy feat. I think I ran this team about 10 or 12 times. I got 2 wins, so but again, for the most part my guys are Relic 7 and I do have 6 dot mods on them. So yeah, anyway, I'll do footage from my main account with Reva just to see how it goes there. And still I was struggling actually to find non-Galactic Legend teams that can actually beat this flawless without losing a unit, because with Inquisitors most likely you will lose somebody. A couple of options here, I'll show you. And I appreciate this use kind of 2 legendary units, but again, at least in this account, I was just not able to find something more accessible that would get you a flawless win. Anyway, let's roll the footage and I'll show you how this went. So Kenobi obviously will take the hit. Then I marked Basti, increase her cooldowns. Cal got a turn, so I can swap with Revan, and then the Revan can give turn back over to Cal. There we go, let's go ahead and do that. The good thing about with Luke and Cal, right, they can't be feared, so they're immune to fear, which is nice. Let's go ahead, smack them with an AoE. We got damage immunity, which is nice. Let's go ahead and do that. I know it won't stun, but it will reduce their max health and protection, right? So that'll help. Let's go ahead and, I don't know, again, try to avoid hitting Malgus. Let's go ahead, give turn over to Revan again. There we go. Super Laser Blast ability ready to be used. Obviously, Malgus, get him out as quickly as you can. Once Malgus goes down, things become a lot more manageable. So let's go ahead, give turn to Cal, and he can now go ahead and insta-kill Darth Revan. Get him down, and at this point, it's pretty much game over. You just have to obviously pay attention to Super Laser Blast ability. So they don't use it, so you get to use flawless, so you achieve flawless feat. Maybe if you would have like a high relic Julie, you could bring him in, right, for the revives and stuff like that. That could be maybe helpful. Okay, let's go ahead, swap with Luke. He's got high turn meter. We get to use Super Laser Blast ability. Yeah, let's just get Sith and Paratrooper out. And from here on out, yeah, definitely very straightforward battle. So again, this only got me flawless feat, right? It didn't give me a no tanks feat. So I had to keep trying teams. But another flawless team with Bane now. When I had Bane lead, right, Bane eventually killed off Malak because of his leadership. That's why I have Malak in the lead, not Bane. Now Malak is a tank, so you won't get no tank feat. So obviously if you do have Galactic Legends, you could put in like Lord Vader or Sith, Eternal Emperor, because they're not tanks, and you potentially would get Flawless as well as no tanks feat. But just try to do some non-Galactic Legend team just to give you some ideas. I'm not sure if any other Sith aside from a Galactic Legend or Malak could actually survive, that's why. I guess you could get the no tank feat, but just not flawless feat. With Bane, you could do 2 Bane teams, one with Malak for flawless and one with another Sith, just to get no tank feat. So a couple of ways to approach it. So I'm just kind of using different characters, different options, so hopefully it'll give you an idea what you can do with your account. Okay, and let's move over to one more non-Galactic Legend team. Again, same like the Jedi one, appreciate. We do have here Amidala and her boys, John Skywalker. So again, not the most accessible teams, but I was really trying out different things, and especially the no tanks one was a bit of a challenge. But at least here, right, we do get the summoned unit, the Maiden, that is a tank, but obviously does, because it's a summon, won't count against the feat. Anyway, I'm gonna target Sith and Paratrooper so we don't feed turn meter to the team by hitting Malgus too much. Malgus wastes his big hit. Then what I'll do here is get Tenacity up so we can resist debuffs from Basti. Again, I didn't really use AoEs here too much because I don't want to get him below 50% health. And also I didn't use the AoE from Gas here because I didn't want to increase cooldowns on Revan. I want Revan to use his fear ability here while I still have Maiden alive. That's the kind of thing. So yeah, just do that. There we go, resisting, fear, fine. Let's just keep going. Again, I don't want to get anybody below 50% health, so I'm not using any AoEs from Padawan, because if they drop below 50% health, right, anybody, I'll get feared, and I don't want to do that. So we lost Maiden, but luckily they kind of wasted their special. So again, it was a situation like, you know what, if I hit the AoE, I might, if I don't daze them, they might gain bonus turn meter and get ability before me to use super laser blast ability. So instead I just decided to target Revan, do a couple of basic, increase his cooldowns. I didn't want to get him below 50% health there, so we don't get feared, right, because I have super laser blast ability ready to use. There we go, we can get Malgus down. Again, I had to run this battle like 3 or 4 times to get it flawless as well, because as you can see, my Qui-Gon there is only gear 12, but if you have a rally Qui-Gon, I think this should be safer to do. Okay, now we can go ahead and smack AoEs as much as we want at this point. Malgus is out, no more turn meter for them. Super laser blast ability nowhere to be used yet, so if we do get somebody not below 50% health, now is the time to do it. So I'm going now after Basti, try to get her out if I can. We're just gonna do that. Okay, good, we got Maiden back, so now even if enemy does get to use super laser blast ability, they'll just be able to take out Maiden. Let's go ahead, feed the turn meter to the team. Okay, couple of hits there, basic. Okay, how we looking? Just don't get anybody below 50% health. Okay, we got Maiden, so even if they take Maiden out, that's fine. Super laser blast ability again, ready to be used. I'm gonna here use air advantage over on Basti, and we should be good to go from here. Again, even if they get to use super laser blast ability once, it doesn't matter, Maiden will eat that up without any problem. And up next, we have now footage from my main account. Again, I'm going with the 7 Sister lead just because I really found it helpful just to get that doubt ability dodged right at the start of battle. I don't have to worry about it. And here I do have Zeta on her leadership, so whenever we do evade, we also recover some health and protection and gain advantage. In my smaller account, I did not have Zeta on her leadership, but it's really the evasion that I'm after here. As you can see, my Inquisitors here are relic up, relic 9 across the board, because I do use them in territory battles. That's why, again, I try to Reva lead, but you know, she's taunting, then Revan can target her, and then your entire team gets fear. So I'd rather have taunting non-leader, so then only the tank and the leader get feared. So that was kind of the idea. I tried Grand Inquisitor lead, I don't know. Personally, I just like the dodge from 7 Sister. That's just me, but I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. There we go. Got actually dodge here on my second attempt, which was nice. Let's go ahead and get some more evasion up here, as well as critical damage immunity, so maybe we can dodge even more. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get above this spell cooking. Let's see if we can go after... yeah, let's try go after Basti, I guess. Sure, I'll just hit him with an AoE. You know what? Let's just do basic and get 6 stacks of Purge over on Basti. And then we can get tenacity up on our guys, I hope. But now they get to go. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do big hit. Not doing a whole lot. Let's go ahead and clean up this mess. Here comes the fear. I guess we got somebody below 50% health. Okay, perfect. Super laser blast ability. Malgus is down, but again, by no means an easy thing to do. I'm not sure Seven Sister will make it. Let's see if we can keep her alive. If either her or Grand Inquisitor's gotta heal. There we go, perfect. And that's what I'm saying. Having Reva in the lead was just a lot more. Not having Reva in the lead, everybody would get feared than if Reva was bleeding, right? Like this, only Seven Sister and Reva did. Definitely, I don't know. I prefer, at least for this particular purpose, do it this way. We're at 85 super laser blast ability, so we just have to be a little bit careful now at the 90, but we got a lot of turn meter on our guys. There we go, got him down. And it seems like we'll be able to pull off flawless win with this one, but yeah, again, my guys are Relic 9, keep that in mind. That at Relic 7 things might be a bit more dicey. Yeah, I mean, Inquisitor, that's Inquisitor challenges for you guys, because just their modifier is just really bad. Okay, so all the annoying difficult stuff out of the way, time to finally, for the first time in this video, an easy battle, right? No tanks, flawless, Galactic Legends. Let's go ahead and show you the speed of my Commander Ahsoka Tano, just to get an idea of the speed I had that I was able to go before Malgus. 357, by no means the fastest, but you know, still decent speed on Ahsoka, and it was enough that she got a turn before Malgus. So we can go ahead, just nuke him out, don't worry about it. And then here with Shakti, I will hide Kenobi under stealth, right? Because then Revan, when he uses his fear ability again, he won't be able to target leader and fear the entire team. That's why kind of, you know, we don't have a tank to get that fear, but we can use the stealth mechanic to do that. So Revan kind of wasted his fear, only feared looks like Anakin there. But we still gotta be careful, right? We have to keep an eye out on that super laser blast ability. Again, whenever we get somebody below for the first time, everybody get feared. But I think that already has passed, which is nice. Alright, cool. I think we should be fine. Shakti's up next, and there we go, boom. So this one could be annoying, depend obviously of how these turns line up for the super laser blast ability. Hopefully you can get it done, but by no means today's challenge is gonna be walk in, hit auto and walk out. While you know, with Galactic Legends and stuff, you can win without tags probably on auto, but you may lose a unit because of the super laser blast ability. And yeah, Inquisitors always pain to do, but I don't know, just give it a go, guys, to see what you can do. Always be mindful of the super laser blast ability, because sometimes when I'm in the heat of the battle, I forgot to keep track of it and then enemy uses it instead of me. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.